Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're talking about Kick. I know it's been a while since I last talked about Kick. There hasn't really been major updates, but I'm letting you know that I've basically stopped streaming on that site for the time being. Again, I'm going to go into my thoughts and feelings on why I've stopped, explain why I think it's just a waste of me personally, my time, and some suggestions and ideas on what Kick can do to improve the site and make it beneficial for the streamer and the growth of the streamer. So I'm going to start off with, do I still think it's worth it for people to just stream on the site? It's another source of revenue if you can get some viewers. It's fine that you can still just restream to that site. For me, it was just a pain because it was taking up computer processing power, and mainly the fact that 90% of the time, the people that were coming in and talking to my interacting in my chat were other streamers who wanted me to lurk in their streams. I'm fine with doing this for people I know and I want to support. If like I'm watching their stream before I stream and then I go off and stream, I'm just gonna leave it up, help them out. For random people I don't know that come into my stream saying I'm doing it for you, so hey, can you do it for me? I don't feel comfortable with. It feels like they're just trying to boost up their engagement. I'm going to help the people I like, and I don't expect them to do it back to me. I don't even ask for it. They don't even know it's happening most of the time, so it just definitely feels like, let's do follow for follow. And the other time is graphic artists coming in and saying, hey, do you want graphics work? But they come in, follow you, have a nice pleasant conversation, and then drop the bombshell that they want graphics works. And this happens all the time, almost every single stream. Somebody comes in, follows, goes, hello, how are you having fun? What kind of games do you play? It's gotten so bad that whenever somebody comes in, hello, what games you play, I immediately assume that they're graphics artists. So I go, no, I don't want any graphics work. And it's doubly annoying for me because I do all my own work. Like I do the emotes, I create the emotes, I create the thumbnails, I do all the editing, I create the graphics. So for someone to come in and say, look at my stream and go, hey, this guy needs work, you're insulting me, basically. You've just come and go, well, this looks do you need my work? And I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, I do all my own stuff. I don't know why they think it's a good idea to go into a streamer whose basically only chatter is them and think, hey, they're clearly gonna have some money for graphics work. No, they're not. And if this is some sort of like ground up, I'm gonna work with the streamer and hang around with them, so they're gonna, when they do get money, they're gonna want to go for me. It's not going to work because most other people will just be like, hey, they'll do some work for them for free. They just do it. When I was working with King Bullet, when I started, I would just do random artwork for him, and he'd be like, oh, thanks, oh, cheers, and then he would pay me. That's how you do it. Or you go on to sites like LinkedIn where people are probably looking for work. Super annoying. It does makes the streaming on that site just completely miserable, because every time somebody is nice to me, I immediately think, hey, they're probably trying to sell their artwork to me, and I don't want that. Now we're going to move into some of the other stuff that is slightly niggling at me. It all adds up to me just going, I'm not going on that site. Number one is, before all the big purchases of the streamers, Trainwreck came out and said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if instead of like buying all these big name streamers, let's actually support smaller content creators and to help them, you know, financially support them so they're able to do this, to make the content and help them grow. Sort of like what Mixer did with their partners, where they could earn money from the amount of Sparks people would spend on their channels. Sparks is basically channel points on Twitch, but it's a universal, so I can earn Sparks on one channel and spend it on another. And partners would get paid on the amount of Sparks people would spend on their channel, and it was great until they stopped doing it and instead brought Ninja, which, well, we all know how that went. Mixer's no longer around. So it was kind of really annoying to see, like, oh, maybe this is it. Maybe Kick have learned, yeah, let's actually grow content creators on the platform. Let's grow, let's help content creators on this platform, and help them get big, to grow, and as they grow, we grow. But instead, they just went, nah, we're just going to do what every other site does and just buy streamers, I guess. It's kind of annoying. It's sort of like, hey, we got this idea that maybe it's good for the smaller streamers, and then they just went, no, we're just going to bring over a large audience. Which makes sense, but sort of why dangle the carrot in front of us if you're like just going to yank it away and give it to a whole bunch of other streamers? It's sort of a big move. I get why he said it. It was because there was no big purchases happening, and like Rumble and BitChute were getting a load of big creators, and it was sort of like, well, I guess Kick doesn't have money. I guess Kick isn't able to sign anyone. So it was like, oh well, I'll stem the bleeding a little bit and go, hey, we're all about smaller streamers, and then suddenly go, no, we're just going to spend 100 million on XQC. I mean, congratulations to XQC for getting the bag, but just the rest of us are like, oh, great. Moving on to the next point is about growth. Now, obviously, I've said before when talking about this platform is it's difficult to grow on said platform. Kick and Twitch have a very similar issue with discoverability, which is it's basically impossible. You have two choices. You either play a very popular game, but you're low on the rankings and nobody sees you, or you play a very unpopular game, so you're high on the rankings, but nobody's probably watching it. It's all based on how many viewers you've got. I don't really know how the impression system works on Twitch, but I'm assuming it doesn't really exist. It's all about growing off-site, growing your brand off the platform, and then bringing those people onto the platform. Which is all well and good until basically there's no point for me, because why would I do that when I can just grow on YouTube? YouTube has a load of discoverability tools, impression tools that all synergize with each other. Right now, shorts, if you're live and a short pops off, or if a video is popping off and you're live, well, YouTube literally tells the person, hey, this person is live, go watch them. And it actually works. A lot of my newer audience members have actually come from shorts that have hit this short feed, and they literally just come in and say, hey, I was watching this short. I don't remember the short because at the moment my shorts are 6 weeks in advance, so I'd be like, oh yeah, that one, I don't know which one. Oh, they start quoting the short and I'm like, what the f are you talking about? But yeah, why would I waste time even just slightly streaming on Kick when, hey, if I stream on YouTube, I'm creating content for YouTube. There's already content on YouTube to help me grow on YouTube, and it all just synergizes to the point where I'm like, well, there's no real point on being on Kick. Twitch is very much the same, but they are introducing a system where they're turning clips into like short feeds, or like TikTok, where on mobile you can scroll through clips and the clip plays, and then I'm guessing that will allow them to go on to discover other people's channels, which is a really good system. Shorts does it really well. I'm sure TikTok probably does it really well. And Kick doesn't have any of that. Discoverability on Kick is absolute garbage. Like, it's bad. It's also bad on Twitch at the time being, but as soon as they introduce this clip system, it's going to be slightly better. So, again, why would I go on Kick when it's better for me to grow? I'm also streaming on Twitch still, which leads into the next point of why I'm not streaming on Kick, but I would rather stream on Twitch. And that's because Twitch has better monetization options. Now, it's true that Kick does have the 95-5 split, which is great, until you realize, well, because discoverability is trash, nobody's coming to your channels and nobody's really spending money. For example, on YouTube, my membership costs $8, and it's a 70-30 split. But because I have almost 60 members, I'm making like $50, $45 on YouTube, whereas on Kick I don't even have a subscriber. So I'm making zero. The split is really nice, but unless you can get people into the channel, there's no point. And again, it goes back to my previous point where it's like, well, you have to use other platforms to bring them over. and a good one is YouTube, making videos, another one is Twitter and TikTok. But then again, I'd rather divert that traffic into my main platform, where I have a number of monetized options available to me. I make videos, shorts, and live streams, and all those options all add up to help me make money, essentially. There's also an argument for diversifying your income. If one platform suddenly fails or you get randomly banned, you can always go on another platform, which is why I use Twitch. And Twitch has better monetization options than Kick. Yeah, they take a lot more of a cut, but they have bits. People like bits. I have a number of my audience that give me bits rather than actually sub to my channel for some reason. They like giving bits little and often, like 5 bits here, then 10 seconds later another 5 bits, and maybe a minute later 5 bits. It all starts adding up to the point where, even though all it takes is for 5 people to subscribe, and I've made more money on Kick than I have on Twitch, because that's not happening very often, and I haven't reduced my streams on Kick. It was being exactly the same for months, but for months I was getting no subscribers. I'm doing less streams on Twitch, but I'm making more money on Twitch because there's just more monetization options. If Kick introduced more monetization options, for example, something like bits or super chats, then I think, well, yeah, why am I on Twitch then? I could just go over to Kick to diversify my income. Yeah, so not enough monetization options, not enough discoverability, which brings into point that if I'm growing off platform, I'm going to grow on a platform that's already doing well for me. I already have a better other platform that's got more monetization options that makes me more money. I understand the whole ad situation on Twitch is awful, like it's really bad, like seriously terrible. But you know, my users don't mind. Well, they do mind, but they can either sub or they just sit there and like, well, I enjoy his content anyway, so I'm just gonna sit for the ads. That's the thing. People are gonna, if they enjoy the content, they're gonna sit for the ads, which is probably not a good thing to tell Twitch. Please don't tell Twitch that, because they're gonna rail into that. But yeah, that's why I essentially stopped streaming on Kick. It was taking up too much power. The audiences I was getting were graphics artists and other streamers that I don't even know who they are, because it's literally just a one-time thing. They come in and go, hey, I'm also streaming, but I'm gonna lurk in your chat. You catch my drift? Who the f are you? I don't even know you. And there's just no monetization options. I was like, oh hey, you can give subs and subs. That's great. You got any other ways of the audience interacting with the strip? No. You got any discoverability tools? Go on X or TikTok or YouTube. Yeah. Is there a chance that Kick could like turn it around and improve the site? Oh yeah, absolutely. They don't have as much overhead as they do on Twitch, but at the moment a lot of the features, it's like drip feeding features and improvements. For example, you can now use PayPal to buy gifted subs and subs, which is good, but it still doesn't fix the fact that there's no monetization options. I really think they should be focusing on discoverability tools, which is why YouTube basically has Twitch and Kick completely destroyed. It has some of the best discoverability tools out there. Yeah, the algorithm's constantly changing and that become quite annoying, but hey, it does have the tools. It's one of the best places to grow. And just unfortunately, Kick just doesn't have that much options. It is lacking behind. Sure, you got the numbers from like XQC coming over and bringing his massive audience, which now means there's more competition on Kick. When you started on Kick, I was like top of Fortnite channels, and now I probably won't even make top 20 because there's more people on the platform. So how do I increase my discoverability? Well, I have to go into other people's channels and just say, hey, could you just go lurk at my channels to boost up my numbers a little bit? It's not great. Anyway, thanks for watching. Liked if you leave a like, dislike if you didn't like what I had to say. Comment below what you think. And we'll see where Kick goes in the future. At the time being, YouTube is what I consider the best platform for content creation in general. Twitch really needs to work on their fucking ads. Just reduce the amount of ads, please, for the love of God. Just reduce it. It's a terrible experience, but I guess audience put up with it. And Kick needs to do something to stand out from the rest rather than just spend a load of money on big streamers. I guess. Hey, help channels grow. Help create new content creators. Yeah, on that note, goodbye.
Morse. Marvelous. Together on the track. Let's go. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, sus.